Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is a 522nd Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Straight away you'll see this is fought on a custom map, and this is a very unusual Barbarian Invasion battle because this is a close battle. And those of you that have played Barbarian Invasion will know that to get a close battle in Barbarian Invasion is very, very rare. So as I say, this is a close battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member at Man 2 who has bought the Romano-British faction. And just to say that archers are extremely important in Barbarian Invasion, as most units are susceptible to archer damage. But these Romano-British archers are only a medium range and they've got no armour, so they can be killed quite quickly, and as I say, they've only got medium range. Okay, now these Romano-British legionnaires can throw pilers, and they're really solid infantry. If you look closely, you can see that the pilers that they're carrying there. Okay, and as I say, not only can they throw pilers, but they are really solid infantry, and they seem to be able to stand up against attack really well. And I see Man 2 has put 7 upgrades on, and Experience Stripe, Gold Shield, Gold Attack onto his British Legionnaires. So it'll be interesting to see how well they do. And as we said in other Barbarian Invasion battles, bringing a religious unit is extremely important because morale is extremely important on Barbarian Invasion. Okay, sometimes we get mass routs because the troops' morale is so low, and so if you bring a religious unit, this gives them your troops that extra morale bonus that they need to carry on fighting, to keep fighting. So as I say, religious units are a good tactical move to bring in your army build. Okay, and next thing we're going to look at here are his Grail Knights. Now, as you know, most cavalry units in Barbarian Invasion are 54-man strong, well these are only 32. Can you see they're only 32-man units? That's because these Grail Knights are so elite. They've got really excellent specifications, and make no mistake, they're armoured from head to toe, really tough cavalry, and that's why you only get 32 in a unit. So I think that's a pretty good balanced Romano-British army there of Man 2s, and it'll be interesting to see how well it does during the course of the battle. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Uther, who has bought the Franks faction. Okay, and this is his faction of choice. He likes the Franks. If you notice here, he's got the Francisca Herban. Now these guys are axe throwing units. Can you see those effective against armor axes? Okay, and they can do a heck of a lot of damage to enemy troops there, those axes can. They're good infantry. These Francisca Herban are good infantry in their own right, but of course, as I say, they can throw those effective against armor axes. I see that he's got a peasant unit here, 120-man barbarian peasant unit. As I say, he'll probably, like in RTW, he'll incorporate this in his Pilot Shield unit there, because why pay for expensive units to soak up enemy missiles when, as long as that peasant unit hold its ground, then it'll soak up enemy missiles as good as any other expensive unit. So that's why Uther tends to bring peasant units to his armies. Quick look at his cavalry. Okay, now these are elite cavalry. These are the paladins. Okay, now charge bonus, the largest charge bonus for cavalry in this game is 10. Only a few cavalry units have got that 10 charge bonus. Now remember, the charge bonus is what controls their impact and penetration. Okay, so these guys have got the highest cavalry charge of 10. As I say, there's only a few cavalry units with that 10 charge bonus, and that these guys have got it, plus they've got really good specifications as well. But Uther has got no archers in his Franks army. Now, whether that could be a deciding factor, especially towards the end of the battle, we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, but as I say, archers are very important on Barbarian Invasion because most units are susceptible to archer damage. Okay, and our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's bought the Roman Western Empire Rebels. Now, those of you that haven't seen Barbarian Invasion Rome, you might need to look at these. You can see I've got the Auxilia Palatina. Now, these guys can form shield walls. Okay, and we'll have a look at those a bit later on. Of course, they're anti-cavalry because they're spearmen. Remember, anything with a spear is anti-cavalry there. Okay, so I've got 5 units of those spearmen. And then I've got the, I think it's a Plumbarteri. There you are, the Plumbarteri. And these guys throw large metal-tipped darts. Can you see the darts there? You can see them, what they're carrying there in their shield hands. Okay, and they seem to have at least 10 of these. Or they've got a heck of a lot of ammunition, and they can do a lot of damage from long range. And then we've got the Eagle units, the Comitatenses, first cohort Eagle units, 122 men. Well, of course, each one of those men can throw those pilers. So that's a heck of a lot of firepower from these 122 man units, and of course they're all Eagle units, so they're giving lots of morale to the whole army there. So that's pretty good. Okay, and then we've got their cavalry. All right, and these guys are, I think, the Sarmatian. Let's have a look. Yeah, they're the Sarmatian Auxiliary. Okay, now there's 4 Roman factions on Barbarian Invasion. 2 of them have got like middle cavalry, like these guys, and 2 of the Roman factions have got elite, effective against armor cavalry units that are extremely expensive. But these are just like kind of medium cavalry, if you like, there. So that's my Roman army there, experimental Roman army. So we've got Romano-British in our team. We've got the Franks. And we've got the Roman Western Empire rebels. This is going to be a fantastic battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at my Roman battle formation here. And as I said earlier, I formed my spearmen into a shield wall. Okay, so as you can see there, that's all my spearmen there. So that's going to rule out any direct attack by cavalry. Okay, because remember, those spearmen have got not effective against armor maces or anything, but they've got effective against cavalry bonus there. Okay, so no cavalry is going to charge into that, and I've got missile troops right behind my spear wall there. So even if infantry attack that spear wall, it'd take them ages to try and break through that, and all the time my missile troops are throwing missiles into the attacking troops there. Okay, so it's no good attacking this formation head on. What you need to be is very tactical and come around the flanks of this formation. Okay, as I say, that spear wall will hold up infantry as well as cavalry, allowing my troops to throw loads of missiles into the attacking troops there. Okay, so you have to be very tactical to attack this battle formation. And just have a quick look at Uther's battle formation and see what he's done with his peasants, see if he's done what we thought. Yeah, there you go, you can see he's incorporated his peasant unit into his missile defense in front of his main battle formation. He may well hope that that peasant unit may well soak up a lot of archer fire. So it's got potential to be a great battle. Hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Crypto, who has bought the Ostrogoths, and straight away you'll see that he's got 6 archer units here. Let's have a close look at his archer units, and you will see that these are the Goth Raiders. Now these guys are elite archers. They've got long range and they do a lot of damage, and they've got great defense as well. You can use them actually as light infantry when they've run out of arrows. So he's got 6 of those. That's a lot of firepower there. Then we move on to his infantry of the Ostrogoths. And these are the steppe horde chosen warriors. Now, if you look at their swords, can you see that their swords are for hacking and slashing, not so much for stabbing? Can you see the end of the point of their swords is curved? So that means that those swords are meant for hacking and slashing rather than stabbing. So it'll be interesting to see how well they do. I see he's got about 8 units of there, and then he's got his cavalry. Okay, now these are the Goth noble warriors. Now these are what I call middling cavalry. Okay, these are average cavalry, not bad, not excellent, but just average cavalry there. So it'll be interesting to see how well they do. So I think that's a pretty good balanced army there. But maybe he could have done with a little bit more infantry. We'll just have to see as the battle unfolds. Okay, and their next teammate is Brotherhood member Mad King, who has bought his faction of choice, and that is the Sassanids. Okay, he really does well with the Sassanids. You can see here he's got his Sugdian warriors. Now these are effective against armor infantry there. Can you see those effective against armor maces there? But he's only got 5 units of infantry, and that is because he has got 9 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 9 units of desert archers here. Okay, now make no mistake, these archers are also elite archers. They've got long range, they do a lot of damage, and they've got really good defense as well. So he's got 9 units, so that's a heck of a lot of firepower there. And then, of course, he's got his elite cavalry. Now these are the cataphracts. Okay, they're armored from head to toe, and these really are the tanks of the barbarian world here. Okay, I think he's got 7 upgrades on: experience, stroke, gold shield, gold attack. I think that gives these cavalry something like a 37 or 38 defense. Okay, which is absolutely massive. So they're going to be difficult to kill. Okay, but will those well upgraded elite cavalry and those 9 archers make up for just having 5 infantry? Okay, I guess we'll just have to see. Remember, these are all experimental army builds, so we're just trying things out. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius, who has bought the Alamanni faction. Now he's gone, you've got two lots of archers in the Alamanni faction. You've got these middle range chosen archers who are armoured, or you've got the long range Lombard archers who are not armoured. So you've got to take your choice. As I say, these armoured archers will obviously last longer than long range archers with no armour, so you have to make your choice there. I see he's got effective against armour chosen axemen. These can cut wide swathes through heavily armoured troops like Roman troops. Then he's got the Knight Raiders. Now these guys are also effective against armour, but also they bring a fear factor. Now in Barbarian Invasion, because morale is so important, any unit that you bring that takes morale away from enemy troops is a good tactical move. So as I say, you've got effective against armour plus fear factor there with those guys. Then he's opted for the Barbarian Noble Cavalry. Now you can either have the Burgundian Lancers. You've got a massive 10 charge bonus, but have got lower defense. Or you can go for these Barbarian Noble Cavalry that have got higher defense but less charge bonus. And I see he's gone for the Barbarian Noble. And then you've got the Berserkers. Look at those massive two-handed effective against armor swords there. Okay, make no mistake, these Berserkers bring a big fear factor as well. So that's a pretty good Alamanni army there. But I'd just like to show you something here. Can you see? Let's have a count up of the enemy archers. So we've got 4 there for the Alamanni. That's 4. And then we got 4. Let's see, we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 there. I think that's 13 there. And then we've got 14, 15, 16, 17, there's about 19 elite enemy archers there. That's a heck of a lot of firepower that we're going to have to contend with. It should be a great battle for you to watch. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you can see Mad King deploying his long-range archers here. He's probably spotted that Uther's got no archer cover here, so that's why he's going to bring his archers. I see Aurelius has brought his chosen archers over as well, and you can see Crypto bringing his Goth Raider archers as well. So you can see here that they know that we're pretty short on archers in comparison to them, so they're going to look that they're going to target Uther's Frankish army here. Okay, which would be a good tactical move for them if they do that. As I say, what do we say? They got 19 elite archer units there, so it'll be interesting to see what damage they could do to Uther's army. Okay. As you can see, all the enemy archers are being deployed towards Uther's Frankish army there. Okay, just want to pause the game here to show you a good bit of teamwork. Now, Man 2 knows that Uther's got no archers. Look, so Man 2 has brought his 3 archer units over to put in front of his teammates' army there, knowing that Uther's got no archers there, and that's a nice bit of team play there, nice bit of teamwork there by Man 2. Remember, in team games, this is all about looking after each other, watching each other's backs, and helping out each other whenever you can. But those 3 archers there, which are medium range, no armour, they're going to have their work cut out against 19 elite archers there. Okay, now with that many archers there, I think this could force us into attacking. We can either stand around and get shot to pieces, or we're going to have to attack here, I think. Because as I say, I think Man 2's archers here are the only archers we've actually got in our team, and as I say, they've got 19 archers. So they're going to shoot up his archers pretty quick there, I think, with the amount of firepower that they've got. And then they can concentrate on our infantry, so it's going to force us into attack, I think. Here are Uther's attacking with his peasant unit, look, charging forward into one of the elite enemy archer units there, and bang, as he hits there. You can see those barbarian units there using, I think there's like pitchforks to me. They're using like pitchforks against those elite archers. So as I say, I think the only thing that we can do is to attack, because as I say, we're just going to stand around and get shot to pieces by their 19 archer units there. Okay, so I think that's the only thing that we will be able to do here. As I say, that's being aggressive, being attacking here is the only thing I think tactical wise that we will be able to do. You can see Mad King deploying his archers out to the flank. Right, you can see here, can you see that Uther's bought his elite paladins over here, and I reckon he's going to charge. There you go. He knows that his infantry are extremely susceptible to archer damage. He's not going to hang around there to get shot to pieces. He's going to take the battle to the enemy. Okay, now he can see a lot of his paladins are getting shot down by those archers, but he's going to charge in there with them. Better to attack and die, if you like, rather than stand around and get shot to pieces. Right, can you see that the Sassanid general is counter-attacking with his cataphracts here? Now, my guess is here, okay, Uther's going to pull his cavalry back and try and draw those cavalry a little bit away from their infantry there, and then maybe counter-attack those cavalry. Okay, that's what I think Uther's going to do. You can see here Man 2's Grail Knights, his elite Grail Knights, making their way over here as well. Okay, make no mistake, this flank here, and look at the enemy cavalry and enemy infantry brought over. This flank here, what's going to happen here, it could prove absolutely decisive and pivotal to the outcome of the battle. Right, can you see here Uther's pulled his Frankish paladins back, and then bang, counterattack straight into that cataphract unit of the Sassanids there. And so now he's got 6 paladins against 3 cataphracts, plus you've got Man 2's Grail Knights moving over here as well. Man 2 may well counter the rest of those Sassanid cavalry coming in there, and bang, as he charges in there, as we thought here, can you see Man 2 is sending his 32-man Grail Knight units into the rest of those Sassanid cavalry here. Okay, so that was a numbers game there against those Sassanid cavalry, with the paladins and those Grail Knights involved. Right, you can see the Alemanni barbarian cavalry charge in there, and bang, as they smash in there as well. This is a massive cavalry battle here. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second here. Okay, so we've got the paladins fighting the enemy Sassanids there. You can see those tanks of the ancient world there, armour from head to toe, against our allies' paladins. And you've got the chosen warriors there, those barbarian noble cavalry, charging there, fighting our allies' Grail Knights. There you can see the Grail Knights and those barbarian cavalry fighting there. Okay, but also you've got enemy infantry being brought into the fray. Can you see these Sugdian warriors, these effective against armour, mace carrying infantry there, charging into us as well? Okay, so make no mistake, this could prove pivotal. You can see my cavalry. Now remember, this particular Roman cavalry is kind of like middling cavalry, if you like. They're not elite or anything like that. They're just like average cavalry, but I'm going to charge them into the fray as well. 6 units in wedge formation. Get ready for the impact here as we charge into that fray there. Here they come, and bang, as they smash into the fray there. Look at the impact of that cavalry charging into the enemy cavalry there. There you can see those Sugdium effective against armour warriors have just arrived. So basically here, this is a massive melee here going on here, of basically loads of our cavalry, plus those, as I say, effective against armour Sassanid infantry there as well. This is a massive cavalry battle going on here, and we seem to be doing quite well. You may well notice enemy, can you see the Goth noble cavalry charging in here as well? Crypto just brought his cavalry into the fray here. You can just charge into here, and bang, as he smashes in there. If you notice here, we're pulling our cavalry back there to avoid the impact of the charge bonus of those cavalry as they hit us there. I can see a couple of my cavalry units got routed there as that cavalry smashes into us. Make no mistake, that was some kind of impact charging into our already battle damaged cavalry. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So as you can see, a couple of my cavalry units got routed and smashed by that enemy cavalry charging in there. I've got a couple of my cavalry ready to charge in, but those Ostrogoth cavalry really hit us hard. You can see a Man 2's Grail Knights charging back in there, but this, as I said, could have proved pivotal here. We've lost a heck of a lot of our cavalry on this particular flank here. Okay, also can you see here that Crypto's Ostrogoths, he is now attacking Uther's Frankish troops here. Okay, remember those Ostrogoth swordsmen there have got hacking and slashing swords rather than stabbing swords here. And you can see here that one of Uther's axe throwing units here are just about to throw their axes into the enemy units here. If we go over to the units that they're going to receive the axes, let's see if they do much damage there. Okay, so you can see here the axes going in there. Can you see how fast those axes are hitting those guys there? Okay, they're going to throw another volley into them as well. Charge those axes in there as well, causing a lot of casualties there to the enemy infantry. But as you can see, here's a real tussle going on there between the Frankish and the Ostrogoths infantry there. Meanwhile, the Ostrogoths cavalry are still doing well. Can you see I've rallied some of my cavalry and charged in there. You can see Man 2 bringing some of his infantry into the fray as well. He's bringing some of his legionnaires into the fray. Let's pause the game for a second. Nice move here by Man 2. I think most of his cavalry has been taken out, so that's why he's throwing in his legionnaires here into the fray against those Ostrogoth cavalry. Okay, you can see here his legionnaires throwing pilers and preparing to throw pilers as well into the fray. You can see there, you can see them being thrown in the air, and you can see these guys preparing to throw their pilers in. Remember, these legionnaires are pretty solid troops. As you can see there, as I said, they throw missiles, and they're really good at attacking and defending troops as well. And that is Man 2's faction of choice. Okay, if you notice here, I brought my Roman army over from the right flank here to back up Uther's army there against the Ostrogoths. And over here you can see that Aurelius's infantry are a little bit late for the party here, I think. He's going to bring them in late. If he'd have charged them in maybe with the Ostrogoths there, they might have routed Uther's army straight away. And as you can see here, the enemy archers are shooting into us mercilessly all the time. These elite long distance archers that do a lot of impact and damage to us there, all over the battlefield here. Remember, the Sassanid general had 9 elite archer units that are shooting into us all the time. Okay, so make no mistake there, we're going to be losing a lot of troops to archer damage here. As I say here, you can see some more Alemanni cavalry charging into the fray there. I think most of my cavalry are dead, and I think most of my allies' cavalry are dead as well. So, as I say, we've lost a heck of a lot of our cavalry here, but we managed to rout the Ostrogoth cavalry. Right, okay, now, I think Uther's done extremely well here with his Frankish troops. He's routed a heck of a lot of those Ostrogoth infantry here, but here come the Alemanni with their effective against armour axemen and the berserkers and the Knight Raiders there, and bang as they charge into the Frankish troops there. Okay, now don't forget, remember, those Knight Raiders bring big fear factor, taking morale away from enemy troops, plus the berserkers charged in there as well with their big fear factor, and they're effective against armour, double-handed swords there. Okay, so you can see that 2 of the berserkers have now been activated. Okay, and they've now gone into bloodlust. And there you can see the 3rd berserker unit hasn't been activated yet, but I've got a feeling it will be activated soon. I'm going to move my Roman army right in behind my Frankish ally here to try and hold against that onslaught. But meanwhile, over here on our left flank here, I think we've routed most of the enemy cavalry now. So we've done well here on our left flank against all that enemy cavalry. Okay, but as I say here, the Alemanni unit there, with their effective against armour units, plus the fear factor that they bring. Look at the berserkers here, with their double-handed swords there, smashing our troops right up in the air there with the impact of those swords. As you see, I've run my Roman army in here to try and help Uther against these Alemanni troops. But as I say here, you can see those berserkers there. Look at the impact of those double-handed swords, throwing elite Roman infantry into the air there with those swords. I think they've killed the Frankish general there as well. But make no mistake, these berserkers here, the power that they've got with those double-handed swords there, really throwing our troops up into the air with the impact of the blows from those swords there. Don't forget, we're being shot at with archers. Loads of archer fire coming into us all the time here. Let's just pause the game for a second. So as I say, you can see all 3 berserkers have now been activated here. So of course my troops are going to be intimidated by nearby enemy troops. You can see a lot of my troops there throwing missiles in. This is where the Romans have got a big advantage on Barbarian Invasion. They've got so many missile infantry, so they're going to be throwing loads and loads of missiles into the enemy troops. A lot of Uther's Frankish troops have been routed, but make no mistake, the enemy archers here will be taking a massive toll of our troops here, with the amount of firepower going into us here. Let's say lots of archers there shooting into us. As I say, the Alemanni army there with a lot of fear-inducing units there. As I say, look at all these Sassanid archers shooting into the rear of us as well. So as I say here, I just hope my Roman army will hold there. I say that formation seems to be pretty solid, and with all the missiles that we're throwing into these enemy troops as well, we will be causing them a lot of casualties as well. Okay, but as I say, those berserkers there are quite devastating with those effective against armour, double-handed massive swords there, where they just like the impact just throws our infantry up into the air like mad. There you can see that barbarian berserker unit there just got a battlefield promotion. Did you see it glow? Remember, when a unit kills a lot of enemy troops, they get a battlefield promotion, so they'll have a strike now, an experience strike put onto their units. into that unit there. So as I can say, most of the Alemanni infantry have now been routed. There's just a couple of berserker units left there with what looks like one man in each unit, so they'll probably die quite quickly there. There, he just died quite quickly, and I think there's just one berserker unit left there. So I think we've taken out most of the enemy infantry, which is good news for us. Okay, so we outnumbered them with infantry, but of course they outnumbered us with archers there. Okay, so that's all of our infantry that we've got left there now. Okay, a couple of Frankish units there as well at the rear, but that's what we've got left. No cavalry. And look at the enemy archers that are left. Remember, they had 19 elite enemy archers there shooting into us now from all different angles. So we can either stand around and get shot to pieces, or we're going to have to try and chase those archers down with our infantry. Okay, that's the only two options we got. We just stand there and get shot to pieces, or we're going to start chasing those archers down. Here's one of Mantu's units celebrating about killing those most of the enemy infantry units there. But as you can see here, I'm still throwing, some of my Plumbarteri are throwing their metal darts out at enemy units that are attacking us. Plus you can see Mantu's infantry throwing pilers into those units. See how they were damaged so much? They were battle damaged anyway. They were rallied enemy units anyway, so their morale would have been low, and then getting hit by those darts would have caused them to rout on impact. There's another archer unit being brought into the frailer, auto-attacked. You can see them pull their daggers out, but as I say, morale very, very important on Barbarian Invasion, and units can rout a lot easier if they haven't got a general or a religious unit by them here. Okay, so as I say, we got a choice here. We can either stand around and get shot to pieces, or we're going to have to try and chase those archers down with our infantry, which is always a bit of a nightmare. Those of you that have played RTW or Barbarian Invasion, you know that chasing down archers with your infantry can be a bit of a nightmare here. So as you can see here, I'm sending some of my green Roman infantry here towards the enemy archers. You've got Mantu charging his legionnaires out. You've got Uther's Frankish guys there as well. Right, you can see these monks here of Mantu's Romano-British here chanting away, giving extra morale to our troops, but I don't like the look of those Sassanid cavalry, and they've spotted this religious unit here. They know how important a religious unit is. Get ready for this, and bang, as they smash into those monks. That's not very religious of them, is it? Killing those monks. And that's what the Sassanid general's just done there. Took out one of our morale-giving units there, which was a good tactical move. He understands how important morale is on the battlefield of Barbarian Invasion. Okay, so as you can see here, Mantu's charging his infantry off here to try and chase down the enemy archers. I've got elements of my infantry trying to chase down the enemy archers as well. So we're trying to do our best here to chase the archers away. I've left like a rump of my infantry here with my general here to try and hold up some of the Sassanid archers there, and also I noticed some of the Ostrogoth infantry has rallied here as well. Okay, you can see my Plumbarteri throwing missiles into enemy troops. Remember, these Plumbarteri Roman dart throwers have got a good long range, really good long range, and they can do a lot of damage to enemy troops before they get even into hand-to-hand combat here. Okay, but as you can see here, a lot of arrows coming into us here. As you can see here, Mantu advancing in a long line of his infantry trying to chase down the enemy archers. You can see a lot of my infantry have already engaged the enemy archers there. We're trying to chase them away here, trying to catch them if we can to rout them. But as I say here, I've left a group of my infantry here, including my general. And I can see a lot of archer fire coming into me here. Plus, I could see some rallied enemy infantry as well. Make no mistake, they will be after my general here if they can get him. And that's why I'm going to have to be very defensive. Right, you can see those Ostrogoth steppe horde infantry charging, and bang, as they charge into my infantry here. Very aggressive here by Crypto, using those infantry. I think what he's thinking here is, as my allies are away chasing down archers and half my army is away chasing down archers, I think he's hoping to finish off my Roman troops here, maybe before my allies can get back. Okay, you can see some battle damage Sassanid cavalry got round behind me there, and you can see Mad King here moving his archers around very tactically here to shoot into the rear and flank of my engaged infantry. As I say, that Sassanid cavalry could well look to charge in. Now, will that, I know they're very battle damaged, but will that Sassanid cavalry smashing into the flank or rear of my infantry be enough to rout this group of infantry. That'll be interesting to see, I think, if he does decide to charge them in. With all the fire arrows hitting my infantry there, not only causing casualties but taking morale away from my troops. Okay, I've got my general there, but with all this archer fire coming in on me, plus I'm being attacked by that Ostrogoth infantry, a cavalry attack. Right, here comes that Sassanid cavalry. Now let's see if it's going to rout any of my units. I know they're extremely battle damaged there. Get ready for this, and bang! As that Sassanid cavalry smashes into the flank of my Roman troops there. I was half expected some of my units to start routing there, but I'm really glad to say that they held. As I say, Roman morale is quite good on Barbarian Invasion in comparison to a lot of other units. Okay, you can see Man 2 bringing his Romano-British troops back over here now, probably with a view to getting a couple of units in behind those Ostrogoth infantry there, smashing to the rear of them, and hopefully he'll rout those units. And he'll probably bring some other units around the other flank as well to charge into those Ostrogoth. There you are, he's charging into the rear of those engaged units there. Nice attack there. He'll probably charge this unit in as well. It wouldn't surprise me if those Ostrogoth, there you go, they've mass routed now. As I say, in Barbarian Invasion, morale is very important, and you'll find that if one unit starts routing, very often that can cause a chain rout, unless you've got a religious unit or your general involved there. So I think at this stage of the battle we've taken out all the enemy infantry. I think basically all the enemy infantry have been taken out, and all that's left now are the archers. Let's just pause the game for a second here and have a look at there you go. Now Uther's army here, he's got 40 men left in that peasant unit of 120. He's got 26 men left in there of that 82 man unit. His general unit's just got 7 men in, and that unit's got 5 men in. So you can see how attritional this battle was. This was a real battle of attrition here. And as I say, it's going to be quite a close one here. I think it was quite a close one here, but I think 2 of the enemy have already admitted defeat, and Mad King here, he's still got a lot of his archers left, but I think that he will see the battle is kind of lost here, so my guess is that he will admit soon. I think there was 2 major parts of the battlefield here. This was this massive cavalry battle here, where I think towards the end every single cavalry unit of both armies were involved in this particular part, and we both lost nearly all our cavalry here. Well, I think we did lose all our cavalry, and just a couple of enemy Sassanid battle damaged cavalry were left. And then of course we move over here to where that was the infantry slog here. You can see a lot of dead charred bodies there as well, where a lot of fire arrows were killing people. But as I say here, you can see this was like kind of the infantry slogging part of the battle there, and the other part was where the cavalry were fighting it out. Okay, so as I say here, that was there you are, the Sassanid generals just admitted defeat there, so it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. Okay, first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. Now this was a very unusual battle because it's a close battle. Okay, you very rarely get a close battle on Barbarian Invasion, but there's also something else unusual I wanted to show you about this battle. Can you see the highest kills there goes to Aurelius, 1,255, and the second highest kills go to Mad King with his Sassanids, 1,177. Very rare for the 2 highest kills in the game to be in a losing team. That is extremely rare there. So that's another reason I want to show this battle. This is extremely rare. So I thought that was quite interesting for you to see there. So I'd like to say really well done to Brotherhood member Crypto, the host of the game, bringing the Ostrogoths. Probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to, but he did well with them. So well done to Mad King with the Sassanids, second highest kills in the game. He always gets consistently high kills with Sassanids. That's why they're his faction of choice. And well done to Aurelius with the highest kills in the game with his Alemanni faction there. So really well played, guys. That Roman army of mine didn't get the kills that I wanted to, but I was a bit defensive for most of that battle. Remember, Barbarian Invasion RTW give good kills to attacking aggressive players. Well done to Man 2. He probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to, but he did extremely well there with his Romano-British army. And well done to Uther there as well with his Franks army there. Okay, quick look at the statistics of my army. Nothing brilliant there as I look down the kills. No, nothing really sticks out there. I don't think, to be honest with you. No, nothing really very good there. Okay, so just to say, we play Barbarian Invasion every Sunday night from 8 o'clock. If you fancy a game, it would be nice to see you. It's Spartan Commander saying, hope you enjoyed this unusual battle, and bye for now.